Hello, friends. Today's topic the captain. Nobody wanted to leave. A leadership lesson hidden in a 36 hours port delay. It's 0430 hours. The vessel was drifting outside the port limit. Rain hammered against bridge window. The terminal had just informed the master that berthing would be delayed by another 36 hours. Inside the ship's office, the chief engineer was calculating bunker consumption. The operation desk ashore was receiving messages from charterers every 15 minutes. The crew had already been awake for most of the night. Nobody was happy, and yet the story is not about weather. It is not about port congestion. It is not about charters. It is about leadership. Because on the same morning, two very different decisions were made. At the operation office, a senior manager called. His first question was, how much will this delay cost us? Fair question, commercially important. But on board, the master walked into the mess room. His first question was different. Has everyone eaten for the next few hours? Nobody notices the difference, but over the next few years, it would become obvious. The delay continued. The terminal changed berthing window twice. The pilot boarding schedule shifted. Freshwater reserve had to be monitored. Bunker margins were becoming uncomfortable. Pressure was building. The charterers wanted answers. Owners wanted updates. The crew wanted certainty. And under pressure, people revealed what they truly value. By noon, emails were flying, voyage calculations, fuel projections, demurrage exposure, revised ETAs. Everyone was focused on the problem. The master was focused on the people handling the problem. That afternoon, he walked through the accommodation. He stopped outside the galley, checked on the cook, spoke with the AB, whose father had recently undergone surgery, spent 5 minutes with cadet struggling with passage planning. Nothing dramatic, nothing heroic, just attention. Most people underestimate the power of attention. History often remembers battle, but people remember how they were treated. 3 months later, the same vessel encountered a machinery issue during a ballast passage. A small vibration alarm appeared. Nothing serious, easy to ignore, and that is exactly why it mattered. The fourth engineer reported it immediately. The chief engineer investigated. A developing problem was identified early. Repairs were completed before the issue became a major breakdown. Potential of fire avoided, claims avoided, delays avoided. What prevented this crisis? Not technology, not luck, trust. The engineer reported the issue because he knew he would be listened to. Many disasters begins with a sentence nobody says. Many successes begins with a concern as somebody feels safe enough to raise. Years later, a visiting superintendent asked a crew member an interesting question. What makes this vessel different from others? The answer came quickly. People here listen. The answer stayed with him because the vessel did not have the newest equipment. It did not have the largest budget. It did not have the youngest crew. What it had was a culture. And a culture is built one conversation at a time. History teaches the same lesson. Some leaders focus on controlling territory, other focus on earning loyalty. Some build system of obedience, other builds system of trust. Both may achieve success, but only one creates something that survives after they leave. The most dangerous mistake in shipping is believing leadership comes from the rank. A certificate gives authority, a position gives responsibility, but character earns followership. The same applies on ships. The same applies in business. The same applies in life. Before every major incident, there are usually small signs, a vibration alarms, a crew concern, a near miss, a maintenance delay, a difficult conversation avoided. Small threats become large problem when ignored. Small concerns become a major claims. Small habits become culture, and culture eventually become destiny. When the vessel finally berthed after 36 hours, cargo operations began normally. No celebrations, no headlines, no dramatic ending, just another port call. Yet, year later, most people on board had forgotten the delay. They had forgotten the email. They had forgotten the calculation. But they still remembered one thing, the captain who asked, has everyone eaten? Before asking, what is the cost? Because long after schedules changes, long after cargoes are discharged, long after charter parties expire, people remember how leader made them feel. And that is why some leaders are obeyed while others are followed. Thank you.